Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer, made by Forge College. Today we're tackling a topic called Install and Configure Solana Environment Configuration, which I know sounds like a bit of a mouthful, but we are essentially doing one massive, incredibly satisfying thing today. We're permanently killing the classic developer excuse. Well, it works on my machine. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? In our last explainer, we did an overview of Solana client libraries. So now, as part of the Programming with Solana track, we're rolling up our sleeves to build a rock-solid, completely bulletproof local environment. Let's make sure your machine isn't just a machine, but a precision-engineered Web3 engine.
Okay, here's our rapid-fire architectural blueprint for today. 1. The setup blueprint. 2. Gathering essential tools. 3. Installing the CLI. 4. Configuring network connections. 5. Verifying your setup. And 6. Troubleshooting and next steps. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. The setup blueprint.
So, remember how last time we talked about the steering wheel and pedals of our client libraries? Well, today, we are literally building the engine block. And the absolute core of this engine relies on a beautiful, slightly nerdy word, idempotent. We're going to build an idempotent setup script. Let's just call it solana-setup.sh. Now, this is a crucial engineering concept. It basically means you can run this script once, twice, or literally 50 times, and it will always leave your system in the exact same pristine state, completely avoiding duplicate entries. Our script is going to have 4 main gears. First, we'll check our network tools. Second, we install the CLI. Third, we lock down our environment variables. And finally, fourth, we verify that the engine actually turns over. It's that simple.
Moving on to Section 2. Gathering essential tools.
Look, before we even think about touching the blockchain, we need our raw materials, right? You literally can't build a spaceship with just a hammer. So we're going to need curl to make network requests and JQ to parse the JSON data we get back. Think of those two as your basic telemetry sensors. Then, depending on your preferred programming flavor, you'll want Node and NPM if you're writing JavaScript, or Cargo and Rusty if you're Team Rust. Without these, you're dead in the water.
Section 3. Installing the Solana CLI.
All right, here is where we drop the core engine block into the chassis, the Solana command line interface. And this snippet perfectly illustrates that idempotency concept we just talked about. We use command V Solana. If your machine finds the CLI, boom, great, it skips the installation entirely. If it fails, only then does it echo installing Solana CLI and actually run the installer. We're making absolutely sure the engine block is already there before trying to forcibly shove another one on top of it. And once that script finishes, we have to verify. Running a quick Solana-version guarantees that our installation wasn't just some mirage. It proves the tool is an executable reality on your system. As they say, trust, but verify.
All right, Section 4. Configuring network connections.
Okay, so the engine is in, but it's pretty useless if it's not wired to the starter. Let's wire things up. This distinction actually trips up a ton of developers. Your interactive CLI needs its own configuration, which you set with Solana config set-URL. But our programmatic client libraries, they actually rely on stable environment variables like exporting Solana RPC URL. Our blueprint has to account for both of these, just to ensure your terminal and your actual code are singing from the exact same sheet of music.
For our specific setup, we are hardwiring things directly to the public DevNet. By exporting this URL, https://api.devnet.solana.com, we are explicitly pointing our code to a safe public sandbox. It is quite literally the perfect playground to build, test, and, let's be honest, break things without any real-world financial consequences.
Section 5. Verifying your setup.
The blueprint is built, the wires are connected. Now we got to turn the key and see if this thing purrs. Enter our ultimate diagnostic tool, getLatestBlockhash. This is an RPC, or remote procedure call method, that we use to literally ping the network. And what's really cool is, we're using the exact same JSON RPC call structure that our high-level client libraries will be using behind the scenes.
When you fire off that network request, this little snippet right here is the raw telemetry data you are hunting for. Look closely at that block hash field. If your terminal spits out a random string of characters right there, congratulations. Your machine is officially alive and it's successfully talking to the Solana DevNet.
Section 6. Troubleshooting and next steps.
But hey, what happens when things inevitably go sideways? I mean, let's be real. As developers, we spend half our lives debugging things that really shouldn't be broken in the first place. It's practically a rite of passage. But the beauty of our structured, step-by-step setup script is that it makes isolating the fault so incredibly easy. Let's look at this diagnostics manual. If you're seeing timeouts, your RPC URL is probably just typed wrong, or maybe a VPN is blocking your traffic. If your script is suddenly vomiting massive walls of unreadable raw JSON, you probably just forgot to install JQ. And if the Solana command completely fails even after the installer said it worked, you've definitely got a path permissions issue, which just means your terminal literally doesn't know where the executable lives. See? Frustrating errors turn into super simple checklist items.
So, what does being done actually look like? It's these 3 checkpoints right here. 1. Your tooling versions actually print to the screen. 2. Your CLI config proudly reports the devnet URL. And 3. getLatestBlockhash returns a valid string. You check those 3 boxes, and you've got yourself a completely bulletproof development environment. Which leaves us with one final, very exciting question. Are you ready to start writing actual code? Your environment is primed, configured, and fully verified. As we continue through the Interacting with Solana Clients and Programs module, our next explainer will actually dive into sending transactions and reading account data. It's going to be awesome. So be sure to head over to forge.college to learn more about this subject and to check out all our other Web3 topics. I've been your host, and this has been an explainer made by Forge College. Happy building!